Hey everybody, what's up? Sriint Mike coming to you back today for a new season, new rank seasons coming up. It is a 2 sets of sprints for Tier 6. Now, I believe these are 7v7, and they don't start until, I think, September the 5th. I mean, like, the Rank Tier 9 season ends on September the 3rd, and I believe September the 5th, the sprints actually start. So we're getting rank season one right after another. So let's talk about Rank Tier 6. This is one of my favorite tiers. Tier 8 and Tier 6 are probably my favorite tiers. Tier 9 with this last rank season that's come out, it's starting to become, well, I mean, I'm playing very well at Tier 9. Rank Tier 6. This one's going to have carriers this time around, so it's going to be a very interesting season for a sprint with carriers. Now, how many we see, I don't know. We might see a few. We might not see any. But I really don't think carriers have any business being in rank season because the less players in the game, it's a 7v7, the stronger the CVs get. Simply for the fact that there's not a whole lot of AA. A lot of people end up doing their own thing, and they kind of separate. I think it's going to be a slow season, but it is a sprint, so it can't be all that slow because you get irrevocable at 5, irrevocable at 3, and you move forward. So either way, whatever, who cares? Maybe there'll be a factor. Maybe the CVs won't be a factor. But here's my top picks to go up into the next sprint season at Tier 6. Let's start with the battleships. Battleships, I'm going to take the Arizona, the Fuso, and the Baron. And yes, I'm actually taking a German battleship. I'm not going to be playing them, but this is the reasons why. Arizona is very, very accurate and has good range and has good accuracy for Tier 6. Fuso, long range, very long range, pretty decent armor, and also you're going to see a lot of HE Fuso spam. It was in the very first Tier 6 rank season that they did. It was very effective on just continuously putting damage out there. As for the Baron, the only reason why I'm taking the Baron is because it's probably one of the tankiest ships at Tier 6. I would have said maybe the Prince Idol, but I mean those guns are shit. Let's be fair; those guns are pretty terrible and they're inaccurate as hell. The Baron can be pretty inaccurate, but it's kind of right in the middle. It's kind of right in the middle. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, but more often than not, it's good. Where the Prince Idols, more often than not, it's not good. So there's my top 3 battleships. Now for my sleeper pick, something that I want to see somebody do that I will not do myself, the Dunkirk Q, man. I love the Dunkirk Q. It's probably one of my favorite boats at Tier 6 for battleships because people sleep on it. It's a very particular play style, and you have to angle very, very good or you just take damage. I want to see somebody play the Dunkirk Q. But there you go, Arizona, Fuso, Baron, and then my sleeper pick, the Dunkirk Q. So let's move on into the cruisers now. The cruisers here, pretty much any cruiser is fine here. There's no really big standouts. Okay, you have to take this one, or you're pretty screwed. There's no radar at this tier, so smoke is going to be a thing. With that being said, I have my number one cruiser pick, which I'm going to see a lot. It's kind of a twofer here, the Leander and the Perth. Now, I've watched some people rank out in this thing in the full-on rank season. Last time we had it, 79 games in the Perth, or Leander. I guess it was Leander at the time, but still, same freaking boat. It's got good smoke. It's got good AP on the Leander. The Perth actually has that extra HE, and it's got some pretty decent torpedoes. As for the rest of them, I'm going to take the Dallas. It's just a really, really high fire chance, really decent boat. And then for the last one, I want to take the Degrassi. You're going to be out in the middle of nowhere. You got to watch out for CVs, but if there's no CVs in the game, the Degrassi is fucking fantastic. It's a beautiful boat. Like I said, any of the other cruisers out there will probably work. And here's my sleeper pick that I would also like to see somebody do: the fucking Graf Spee. Nobody's going to want to play this thing. It is relatively tanky when it's up Tier 6, but you got those German guns, and the German guns are just terribly inaccurate across the board. So I want to see it. So I want to challenge somebody out there. Go ahead, play the Graf Spee and rank out in the Graf Spee, but I don't just go one fucking game and rank out in it because you got lucky with a team on the very last game. I want to see I want to see the entire season nothing but the Grass Bay. That'd be cool. I would also accept the high school fleet Grass Bay because it's the same damn boat. But either way, there you go. There's my cruisers. Perth with the smokes, the Leander, Perth/Leander with the smokes. The Dallas, it's just really, really good. I really like it. And then the Degrassi for the high fire chance and the long maneuverability range. Not unlike the Henry does at Tier 10, you can kind of sort of do that here at Tier 6 as well. So there you go. There's my cruiser picks. Well, that's all that's left, man. Just DDs. That's it. Let's go into the DDs, and here's going to be a hotly contested DD playing field. Now, hands down, the best DD is probably one that I'm going to play the most is probably the T61. That one's that 4-kilometer hydro just makes a huge difference, especially when you're playing up close or in around islands and things. You can get spots across islands, and then the rest of your team can actually be effective on that. That's what I did this season, this last Tier 9 rank season in the 46. I would go on Epicenter on Trident, and I would just sit on the other side of that island, and I would hit my hydro, and my team that was around one side or around the other side, they were actually actionable on the people sitting back there, and I didn't have to do much. But either way, T61. So let's move into the second pick. Now, this one was very hard. 2 and 3 are very hard for me to pick. But I'm going to go with the Shinonome here, and strictly because of the guns. The guns are fantastic here. They hit very hard, and maybe you try to set up as a gunboat with this, and so that way you can be a little bit more aggressive because you do have shorter range torps at 8 kilometers, but they do refill pretty quick. So anyway, Shinonome there, but just because of the guns alone, and then the last one. I mean, you could take anything here and it'd be fine. Farragut. I chose Farragut again because of the guns. In this world, you need to get damage downrange. In this rank seasons, you need to, at any opportunity, you need to be able to shoot your guns, and there's not much better at the tier other than the Farragut. You might also think about a 4-gun Monahan here. It basically plays exactly like the Farragut, but if it's a premium, so whatever. It does have 6.3 kilometer detection versus the 6.4 of the Farragut, but take your pick, which one. Some notables here of Fubuki's very, very, very good. I'd probably stay away from the Jenny and the Pan-Asian one. The Russian Tier 6 and the Pan-Asian Tier 6 are basically the same play, but they have really, really slow guns. So if you're going to play those, you have to play mid-range. You cannot knife fight with people. Now let's go to the sleeper pick here for this one. And this one's kind of controversial as well. In this world where people decide that, this boat is terrible because the DPM on that one is better, so I'm going to take that one over there instead of this one over here. I'm going to take the hatsuharu as my sleeper. Yes, that's right, the hatsuharu. During the original Tier 6 rank season, which was a full rank season, I ranked out in the hatsuharu, and people kept telling me, they're like, why are you taking that? The Fubuki's better, and the Shinonome, to take the Shinonome, man, it's got torpedo DPM, and that's all I heard. And I was like, I don't care about DPM. I care about that detection. The detection range on this is 5.8, and that's pretty close to the lowest there. I'm not exactly sure what has the lowest, but 5.8 kilometer detection, that's beautiful. You're able to get in there within a couple of hundred meters closer with the other DDs, even the vaunted Fubuki and its torpedo DPM of 6.1 kilometer detection. So you have range that you can actually do it if you have the sack to do it. All right, boys, let's go into our sleeper pick. Now, this one was interesting. And I'll tell you why this was interesting. In this world of everybody loves these numbers, everybody is stuck on DPM, torpedo DPM. Meaning they would take the Fubuki just because it has 9 sets of has 9 torpedoes, or they would take the Shinonome because it has 9 torpedoes, and they would not take my sleeper pick, which is the hatsuharu. I love this boat. I ranked out on this boat during the last Tier 6 season, and the whole time I was playing this boat, well, just play the Shinonome, man. The torpedo DPM is better. Play the Fubuki, man. It's got 9 torps. You only got 6 torps here. Play this one. Play that one. And I'm like, motherfucker, get off of the fucking torpedo DPM. You're not going to hit every torpedo that you spit out there. Yes, now the more you do spit out there, the more chances you have to hit, but never, ever, ever, never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, ever, never, ever count on your torpedoes. If you count on your torpedoes, you're missing out on something else. you're missing out on something else. I would much rather count on my guns, which they hit like a truck, than I would count ever on a torpedo. So pull that out of your guys' heads when y'all are making decisions what boat to go in and what boat to do these things. DPM, I don't really give a shit. Torpedoes, fuck, who cares? I might not hit one the entire fucking season. But you know what? I'm not counting on hitting any of them. So if I do, it's always a surprise. So either way, there you go, man. There you go. That's Tier 6 rank season starts sometime in September the 5th, I believe. It's a couple of days after. I know the Tier 9 rank season ends on September the 3rd. I believe it's the 5th is when the next one starts. It's only a couple of days after that. So that ought to be a lot of fun, guys. Get in there. You got 2 seasons coming up. I'm not quite sure what everything they have planned for it, but there's my picks. Take them or leave them. I love you, boys. We'll see y'all next time.